Welcome to the Obsidian Bloom of Eventual Serenity, a calming journey into the depths of the earth, designed to guide you towards profound inner peace and restful sleep. If you find tranquility in this story and wish to discover more peaceful escapes, please gently tap the like button below and consider subscribing to our channel for future calming narratives. Before we descend into the Azure Caves and discover the Obsidian Blooms, we will begin with a gentle breathing guidance to help you settle into relaxation. For those eager to begin the story directly, chapter timestamps are provided in the description for easy navigation. Now, allow yourself to become completely comfortable. Let your body relax deeply into your bed, feeling supported and secure. Perhaps adjust your pillows. Pull your blanket up, creating a haven of coziness just for you. This moment is yours to let go of the day's concerns and welcome serenity into your evening. Let a gentle stillness of the Caverns of Quietude begin to envelop you, guiding you toward a state of deep, tranquil relaxation. Let's begin with a calming breath together. Gently inhale through your nose, noticing the subtle coolness of the air as it enters. Exhale slowly and softly through your mouth, like a quiet whisper carried on the breeze. With each breath, imagine you are sinking deeper into the Azure Caves, leaving the surface world behind. Feel the gentle coolness of the blue quartz walls and the soft, damp earth beneath your feet. Visualize the obsidian blooms unfurling in quiet serenity, their presence radiating a wave of peaceful calm. Let these images and sensations fill your awareness, gently easing any tension. If your thoughts drift, that is perfectly natural. Simply acknowledge them with kindness, like distant echoes in a vast cavern, and gently guide your attention back to your breath or the sound of my voice. There is nothing to strive for, nothing to accomplish. Simply allow yourself to listen and be carried away by the stillness of the Obsidian Garden. Feel the gentle rhythm of the water dripping in the caverns, a steady, peaceful pulse of the earth. Let it wash away any remaining worries, any lingering tension, replacing them with a sense of profound quietude. Allow yourself to be embraced by the eventual serenity held within the Obsidian Bloom. Now let's begin our descent into the Azure Caves and discover the peaceful heart of the earth. Chapter 1. The Descent into Azure. Anya's journey began not with a grand quest, but with a quiet yearning. The world above felt increasingly sharp, its noises grating, its pace relentless. She sought not adventure, but its opposite, stillness. Whispers of the Caverns of Quietude had reached her, a place where obsidian blooms offered solace to weary souls. Her steps on the path leading to the Azure Caves were deliberate, each footfall a conscious turning away from the clamor and toward the promise of serenity. The entrance to the Azure Caves was a natural archway of blue quartz, shimmering softly even in the muted daylight filtering through the trees. As Anya stepped through, a tangible coolness enveloped her, a gentle, refreshing embrace. The sounds of the forest, the rustling leaves, the distant bird song seemed to soften immediately, as if the very stone absorbed the world's noise. She began her descent down a spiraling staircase carved directly into the quartz, its surface smooth and cool beneath her fingertips. Phosphorescent moss clung to the cave walls, emitting a soft, ethereal glow. It painted the spiraling staircase in shades of gentle blue and green, dancing shadows flickering like peaceful spirits all around her. The air grew damp and carried the earthy scent of minerals and still water. Each step deeper into the Azure Caves was a step further away from the anxieties of the surface world. Anya paused, closing her eyes, breathing in the cool, quiet air. She focused on the feeling of her feet on the smooth stone steps, the slight coolness seeping through her worn leather boots. She noticed the gentle murmur of air currents within the caves, a soft whispering sound like the earth breathing slowly and deeply. With every downward step, she felt a subtle shift within herself, a loosening of tension in her shoulders, a slowing of her racing thoughts. The silence was not absolute, but a gentle, embracing quietude. It was the absence of jarring sounds, the absence of harshness replaced by the soft symphony of the earth itself. The distant drip of water echoed faintly in the caverns, a rhythmic pulse of stillness. Anya reached out, running her hand along the cool, smooth quartz wall, feeling a faint vibration of peace resonating from the depths. She imagined the Obsidian Blooms waiting below, their silent presence radiating serenity. The thought was a comforting warmth in her chest, a beacon guiding her further into the earth's embrace. She continued her descent, her steps now lighter, her breath deeper, her heart filled with a quiet anticipation for the stillness that awaited her in the Caverns of Quietude. The soft glow of the moss illuminated her path, each gentle shimmer a promise of peace and eventual serenity. The further she traveled down the spiraling staircase, the more the world above faded from her mind. Concerns and worries, once so insistent, began to feel distant, like echoes in a vast space. The Azure Caves were drawing her in, not with force, but with a gentle, irresistible pull toward tranquility. She was not simply walking down steps, she was descending into herself, toward a quiet center she had long forgotten existed. She breathed deeply again, savoring the cool, damp air, the scent of earth, the soft glow of the moss. With each inhale, she felt herself becoming more present, more grounded, more at peace. The Azure Caves were not just a path to the Caverns of Quietude. They were a journey into stillness itself, a gentle descent into the heart of serenity. She felt lighter with each step, as if shedding layers of anxiety and unease with every footfall on the cool quartz. A sense of quiet wonder filled her as she continued her descent. The beauty of the caves was not grand or imposing, but subtle and serene. It was the beauty of soft light, cool stone, and profound quietude, a beauty that spoke not to the senses, but to the soul. Anya smiled faintly, a genuine smile that reached her eyes, a smile born not of joy, but of quiet, gentle peace. She knew with a growing certainty that she was approaching the end of her descent, the entrance to the Caverns of Quietude. The air grew even stiller, the quietude even more profound. Anya paused one last time, closing her eyes, feeling the cool, smooth quartz beneath her hand, breathing in the scent of damp earth and listening to the gentle whispers of stillness within the Azure Caves, ready to embrace the obsidian bloom of eventual serenity. Chapter 2. Whispers of Stillness. The spiraling staircase opened into a vast chamber, the first of the Caverns of Quietude. Anya stepped onto a smooth stone floor, the air here even cooler and stiller than in the Azure Caves above. The silence was almost palpable, a gentle blanket of quiet that muffled even the softest sounds. It was not an empty silence, but a silence full of presence, a quiet hum of peace that resonated throughout the cavern. Water dripped from the cavern ceiling in a slow, rhythmic cadence, each drop falling into pools of crystal-clear water scattered across the floor. The sound was delicate, almost musical, echoing softly and then fading into the profound silence. It was a sound that emphasized the stillness rather than disturbing it, a gentle counterpoint to the quietude of the cavern. Anya watched a drop fall, the ripples spreading across the still water, a visual echo of the sound, then fading back into perfect stillness. In the center of the chamber, bathed in the soft glow of hidden lanterns, sat Lyra, the Gemini. She was seated on a smooth, moss-covered stone, her posture serene, her eyes closed in quiet contemplation. As Anya approached, Lyra opened her eyes, her gaze gentle and welcoming, a warm smile gracing her lips. She rose gracefully, her movements fluid and unhurried, and offered Anya a simple nod of greeting. "Welcome, traveler," Lyra spoke, her voice soft and melodic, barely above a whisper, yet clear and resonant in the stillness of the cavern. "You have come seeking quietude." Anya nodded in response, words feeling unnecessary in this place of profound stillness. Lyra gestured to another moss-covered stone nearby, inviting Anya to sit. Anya settled onto the cool, damp stone, feeling its grounding presence beneath her. Lyra moved to a small stone table and poured a steaming liquid from a simple clay pot into a delicate ceramic cup. She offered the cup to Anya, the steam carrying a gentle aroma of chamomile and honey, a subtle scent of peacefulness. "Chamomile tea," Lyra explained softly, "to further soothe your journey." Anya accepted the cup gratefully, her fingers brushing Lyra's briefly, a touch that felt warm and calming. Anya brought the cup to her lips, inhaling the fragrant steam. The scent was comforting and familiar, yet somehow enhanced by the stillness of the cavern. Each note of honey and chamomile amplified in the quiet air. She took a slow sip, the tea warm and subtly sweet, flowing down smoothly, easing the tension in her shoulders and neck with each swallow. The taste was delicate, yet deeply satisfying, a quiet warmth spreading through her. They sat in comfortable silence for a long moment, the only sounds the rhythmic dripping of water and the soft murmur of Anya's breath. Lyra watched Anya with gentle patience, her presence radiating a profound sense of calm and acceptance. Anya closed her eyes for a moment, focusing on the feeling of the warm cup in her hands, the cool stone beneath her, the gentle scent of chamomile, the enveloping stillness of the cavern. She felt a wave of tranquility wash over her, a sense of deep peace settling within her mind and body. The anxieties that had driven her to seek the Caverns of Quietude seemed distant and unreal in this place. The stillness was not just around her, it was seeping into her, filling the spaces within her that had been occupied by worry and unease. She felt herself becoming more present, more grounded, more connected to the quiet heart of the earth. Opening her eyes, Anya met Lyra's gentle gaze. A silent understanding passed between them, a shared acknowledgement of the profound peace that permeated the Caverns of Quietude. Lyra smiled softly again, a smile that conveyed warmth and reassurance. "Rest here for a while," she whispered, her voice like a gentle murmur in the stillness. "Allow the quietude to settle within you." Anya nodded again, taking another slow sip of the chamomile tea, savoring its gentle warmth and soothing taste. She leaned back against the cool stone wall behind her, feeling fully supported and at ease. The whispers of stillness within the Caverns of Quietude were beginning to weave their magic, gently lulling her into a state of profound relaxation, preparing her to encounter the obsidian bloom of eventual serenity. Chapter 3. The Obsidian Garden. After a time of quiet contemplation in the first chamber, Lyra rose gracefully, indicating that Anya should follow. She moved with a quiet fluidity, her robes rustling softly against the stone floor, the only sound beyond the rhythmic drip of water. Anya followed Lyra through a winding passage, the walls narrowing and then widening again, each turn revealing new vistas of smooth blue quartz and gently glowing moss. The passage sloped downwards, and the air grew even stiller, even more profoundly quiet. As they rounded a final bend, Anya gasped softly, not in surprise, but in awe. Before them lay the Obsidian Garden, a vast chamber filled with the Obsidian Blooms. They rose from the cavern floor like dark, silent flowers, their forms resembling unfurling petals, reaching towards the unseen ceiling high above. The obsidian surfaces were not black, but a deep, shimmering gray, reflecting the diffused light of hidden lanterns in swirling patterns that seemed to shift and flow like liquid shadow. The air here hummed with a quiet energy, a palpable stillness that vibrated with a sense of profound peace. It was not just quiet, but a deep, absorbing quietude that seemed to emanate from the very blooms themselves. The scent was subtle, a faint mineral coolness mingled with the earthy aroma of the caverns, a scent of ancient stillness. Lyra led Anya to a clear space in the garden, where the obsidian blooms grew less densely, allowing for movement and contemplation. She gestured towards the blooms, her voice a soft whisper in the quietude. "These are the obsidian blooms," she explained gently. "They are the heart of this place, the source of its serenity." Anya approached one of the blooms cautiously, drawn to its silent, powerful presence. It stood taller than her, its obsidian petals curving gracefully upwards, their surfaces smooth and cool to the touch. She reached out a hand, hesitating for a moment before gently placing her palm against the cool obsidian. The contact was surprisingly comforting, a grounding sensation that seemed to draw the tension from her fingertips. As she touched the bloom, she felt a wave of calm emanate from it, a quiet warmth spreading through her hand and up her arm. It was not a dramatic sensation, but a subtle, gentle infusion of peace. It was like stepping into a pool of still water, the quietude seeping into her pores, calming her mind, soothing her spirit. Anya closed her eyes, leaning closer to the bloom, feeling its silent presence envelop her. The hum of quiet energy in the air intensified, resonating deep within her chest, a gentle vibration of serenity. Lyra explained that the blooms did not possess magic in the way of spells or enchantments, but rather they were natural conduits of stillness, absorbing the anxieties and unease of the world and radiating pure, unadulterated serenity. Simply being near them, Lyra whispered, allows one to absorb their peace, like basking in the quiet warmth of the sun. Anya opened her eyes, gazing at the Obsidian Garden, the silent blooms rising all around her like guardians of tranquility. She walked slowly through the garden, touching different blooms, feeling the subtle variations in their emanations, each one a unique expression of stillness. Some felt cool and grounding, others warm and comforting, all radiating the same profound sense of peace. She noticed the play of light and shadow on their surfaces, the swirling patterns in the obsidian, each detail a quiet invitation to contemplation. She found a space between two larger blooms, a small clearing of smooth stone floor. She sat down, crossing her legs comfortably, feeling the cool stone beneath her, the silent presence of the obsidian blooms surrounding her. She closed her eyes again, focusing on her breath, allowing the serenity of the garden to wash over her, feeling the quiet warmth of the blooms seeping into her, dissolving the last vestiges of anxiety and unease. In the Obsidian Garden, surrounded by the silent blooms, Anya found a depth of peace she had never known before. It was a peace born not of escape, but of immersion, a quiet surrender to the profound stillness of the earth, a gentle embrace of eventual serenity. She breathed deeply, savoring the moment, knowing that she had found a sanctuary of quietude, a place where the obsidian blooms offered solace and the promise of lasting inner peace. Chapter 4: Echoes of Inner Peace. Anya spent the day in the Obsidian Garden, lost in quiet contemplation and the gentle embrace of the bloom's serenity. Time seemed to slow down in the caverns, each moment stretching and blurring into the next, creating a sense of timeless peace. The only sounds were the soft rustling of Lyra's robes as she moved quietly through the garden, tending to the blooms, and the distant rhythmic drip of water, a constant pulse of stillness. She walked barefoot on the cool, smooth stone floor, feeling the grounding connection to the earth beneath her feet. The texture of the stone was varied, some areas polished smooth by time and water, others slightly rougher, each variation a subtle sensory detail to anchor her in the present moment. She moved slowly, deliberately, savoring each step, each sensation. She observed the obsidian blooms closely, noticing the intricate patterns on their surfaces, the subtle variations in their shapes and sizes. Some were tall and slender, reaching gracefully upwards. Others were shorter and wider, their petals unfurling in a more grounded embrace. Each bloom seemed to possess its own unique character, its own expression of stillness. She traced the cool, smooth curves of one bloom, marveling at its silent, powerful presence. She meditated in the clearing between the blooms, focusing on her breath, allowing the serenity of the garden to permeate her being. Her thoughts slowed, her breath deepened, and a sense of profound quiet settled within her mind. She felt the weight of her anxieties lifting, replaced by a gentle lightness, a sense of spaciousness within her thoughts and emotions. The obsidian blooms were not just radiating serenity, they were reflecting back to her own inherent peace, a stillness that had been obscured by the clamor of the world. Lyra occasionally approached her, offering a gentle smile or a silent nod, a wordless acknowledgement of Anya's journey into inner peace. She brought Anya more chamomile tea, served in the same delicate ceramic cup, the warm liquid a comforting presence in the cool stillness of the garden. They shared comfortable silences, punctuated only by the soft sounds of the caverns, silences that felt rich and full, not empty or awkward. Anya noticed subtle changes within herself throughout the day. Her senses seemed to sharpen, not in intensity, but in clarity. The soft glow of the lanterns seemed brighter, the scent of the earth richer, the rhythmic drip of water more distinct and melodic. The stillness around her was not just an absence of noise, but a presence in itself, a sensory experience of profound quietude. She closed her eyes again, focusing on the sensation of the cool air on her skin, the smooth stone beneath her feet, the gentle hum of energy emanating from the obsidian blooms. She imagined the serenity flowing into her like a gentle stream, washing away any remaining tension, any lingering unease. She felt herself softening, releasing, surrendering to the profound quietude of the garden. As the day began to wane, though the caverns remained in perpetual twilight, Anya felt a deep sense of contentment. The Obsidian Garden had offered her not just respite, but a profound reconnection with her own inner stillness. She had come seeking peace, and she had found it not in escape, but in immersion, in the quiet embrace of the obsidian blooms and the profound serenity of the Caverns of Quietude. She knew that the echoes of this inner peace would stay with her, even when she returned to the world above. She opened her eyes, feeling refreshed and renewed, her heart filled with a quiet gratitude for Lyra and the obsidian blooms. The garden seemed to glow softly in the muted light, a sanctuary of tranquility, a promise of eventual serenity always available within the quiet heart of the earth and within her own quiet heart as well. Chapter 5. Ascending in Serenity. As the day drew to a close, marked not by the changing light, but by a subtle shift in the cavern's stillness, Anya knew it was time to leave the Caverns of Quietude. A sense of quiet reluctance mingled with the profound peace she had found. She had grown accustomed to the gentle embrace of the Obsidian Garden, the soothing quietude of the caverns. Returning to the surface world with its clamor and anxieties felt like stepping back into a different reality. Lyra appeared silently, as if sensing Anya's thoughts. She offered a warm, gentle smile and a small, smooth obsidian pebble. "A fragment of a bloom," Lyra whispered, placing the pebble in Anya's hand, "to carry with you as a reminder of the serenity you found here." The pebble was cool and smooth against Anya's palm, a tangible connection to the Obsidian Garden, a small piece of the profound quietude to take with her. Anya closed her fingers around the pebble, feeling its comforting weight. She looked at Lyra, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered, the word feeling inadequate to express the depth of her appreciation. Lyra simply nodded, her gentle gaze conveying understanding and acceptance. Words were unnecessary in this place of profound stillness. Emotions communicated through quiet presence and shared serenity. They walked together towards the passage leading back to the Azure Caves, Lyra's movements as fluid and silent as ever. Anya carried the obsidian pebble in her pocket, its cool smoothness a constant touchstone, a reminder of the peace within. As they ascended the winding passage, Anya could feel the air growing slightly warmer, the quietude subtly lessening. Reaching the spiraling staircase of the Azure Caves, Anya turned to Lyra, offering a final heartfelt smile. Lyra returned the smile, her eyes radiating warmth and tranquility. They shared a silent nod of farewell, a quiet acknowledgement of the journey they had shared and the peace Anya had found. Lyra remained at the entrance to the staircase as Anya began her ascent, her serene presence a comforting reassurance. As Anya climbed the spiraling staircase, the sounds of the surface world gradually grew louder, the soft rustling of leaves, the distant bird song, the gentle murmur of the wind. But they no longer felt jarring, no longer carried the same sense of unease. She carried the stillness of the caverns within her, a quiet center amidst the world's noise, a buffer against the anxieties of the surface. She paused halfway up the staircase, closing her eyes, focusing on the obsidian pebble in her pocket, the coolness against her palm. She breathed deeply, inhaling the slightly warmer air, still carrying a faint earthy scent of the caves. She felt grounded, centered, at peace. The Caverns of Quietude had not just offered her temporary respite. They had imparted a lasting serenity, a quiet strength to face the world with newfound calm. Continuing her ascent, Anya emerged from the Azure Caves into the muted daylight of the forest. The world seemed brighter, more vibrant, yet somehow also gentler. seen through the lens of the peace she had found within. The sounds of the forest were no longer grating but soothing, a natural symphony of life unfolding in gentle rhythm. She walked along the path leading away from the Azure Caves, her steps lighter, her breath deeper, her heart filled with a quiet joy. The obsidian pebble in her pocket was a constant reminder of the serenity she carried within, a promise that eventual peace was not just a destination, but a state of being, always accessible, always waiting within. Looking back at the entrance to the Azure Caves, nestled amongst the trees, Anya smiled. The Caverns of Quietude and the Obsidian Blooms were a sanctuary of stillness, a source of profound peace, a place she knew she could always return to rediscover the eventual serenity that bloomed within the quiet heart of the earth. And within her own, she continued on her path, carrying the echoes of inner peace with her, ready to face the world with newfound tranquility and grace.